wintry-like conditions in the woods. I like it. I think I'm going to go around that way. I'm in an area on our property that I do not frequent much. Now, the reason I don't come out here all that much is because, one, it's a wetland, and two, this is really good deer habitat. There's several zones on our property that we pretty much just don't go because we don't want to bother the deer. That being said, it's winter, the ground is frozen, and that makes it a really good opportunity to get out here and check things out. So that's my plan for today. So come out here, try and find a good spot to camp, and enjoy myself. See what story the land has to tell. I need to find a good spot for a tarp. Thick out here. Whew. Love it. Look at all this snow. All right, I see the rock that I'm looking for right over there. Now, I knew that there was a good sized rock out here. I remember seeing it a couple years ago. I'm hoping that I can camp by it. Use it as a really good deflector for heat, but we'll see. Let's get to it. Let's go check this out. There's some water right there, so it's wet. That's not good. Alright guys, I think I found my rock. Right there. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing, and I think I'm going to make it work. I'm pretty sure I'm going to run my ridgeline from this tree to one of those trees over there. I'm going to pitch my tarp so that the back of it is going towards the camera this way. I'll probably sleep right in here. Have the fire right there, right up against that rock. That's my plan. So I'm going to get to it and see if I can make it work, because I need to get my tarp up to get out from under the snow. The snow seems to be letting up. It's only supposed to snow until 3 or 4 tonight, but we'll see anyway. Let's get that tarp up. Now, there's a deer rub right there. Nice one. I like to get this stuff out of the way and down so that I don't poke my eyes out on it. Poke your eye out, kid. glad to have the tarp set up. If I had to guess, I'd say it's about 28, 29 degrees right now. I did bring a thermometer. It's in my backpack. I'll have to dig that out and hang it up. But first, I'm gonna have some lunch. And today for lunch, I'm having a sweet and sour and spicy mustard pickled egg washed down with a long trail. Yeah, long trail. Yummy. These are so good. Cheers. Oh, pickled eggs and beer. These are eggs from our chickens that I pickled myself. And they're so good. I actually filmed me making this batch of pickled eggs. Just never really got around to making a video of it. Doc, I owe you a video and a recipe, so I'll get around to making it, I'm sure. This is actually going to make a pretty nice camp spot, I think. I lucked out. I'm thinking that it's looking a lot better than I initially anticipated, so that's good. So about this tarp, it's just a cheap 7mm medium duty poly tarp from Home Depot. This is a 12-foot by 9-foot tarp. It cost me 23 bucks. Big spender, big spender. And that's what I'm using tonight. I love to tarp camp. I love doing it in the winter. You know, it's good to change it up. I don't want to install the mindset in myself that I need to camp with expensive, really nice gear all the time, because that's just not the case. Winter tarp camping can be fun. So all you really need is a good sleep system and a tarp, and you can have a bunch of fun in the wintertime. A good sleep system, that's the key. I'm not saying it's the most comfortable thing in the world to do, but it can be done, and I enjoy it, and that's why I'm out here. It's about 2 o'clock now, so I gotta get to collecting some wood. So after I finish this beer, I'm gonna start collecting wood, get a fire going, collect more wood, and make sure that I'm in a good situation for the night before it gets dark. I don't jinx myself, but I'm pretty sure that getting a fire going is gonna be pretty easy, and the wood is plentiful. That's the fun thing about really being in the woods, is there's dead wood everywhere. There's just fuel for the taking. It's all over the place. So my plan is to put the fire right there in front of that rock. There's plenty of room right there, so I'm thinking that I can build a pretty big fire. And that's a pretty good size rock, and hopefully it's angled right, and it will just reflect that heat right back towards me as I'm sitting here nice and comfy under this tarp. And as you can see on top of the rock, there's a pretty good amount of wood just sitting there waiting to be burned. So hopefully this is going to work out and be a pretty good situation. All right, fire's going. Yeah, I can feel the heat from over here. Now I have a really long chute right here. There's a good pathway. I mean, all of that straight in to there. And I like a setup like this when I'm doing bushcrafty things. One, a longer fire is good. It throws a lot more heat. And two is let the fire do all the work. Instead of cutting up firewood piece by piece by piece and throwing it in the fire does the work for you. All I really have to do is take a log and drag it over here and set it on that fire, and the fire will chew through it and turn that big log into 2 logs. Then I can just fold it over on itself and repeat the process. Just keep on dragging over big logs. I like to let the fire do the work. Yeah, it saves a lot of cutting. Yeah. Awesome. I just found some fatwood. I was gonna use this as a poker, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna bring that home and make some fire sticks. Score. That's good looking stuff right there. There's a lot of downed spruce and hemlock. Not very far from the camp either. But I just found a nice bit of oak standing and dead. And there's another one right there with a dead maple behind it. That's a lot of good wood. I have a pretty good stash of wood collected and drying out over there by the rock next to the fire, and we're running out of daylight. It's about 3:45 and it's definitely getting dark and I need some water. This is a wetland and there's usually a couple springs over here, so I'm gonna take a little walk and try and find some water. Hopefully I can. Hopefully it's not all frozen over. We're in the wetland. I have faith. My camp blends in quite nicely. Water. My sleep system for the night is a ground sheet on top of the ground, Thermarest Z-Lite foam pad, my Outdoor Vitals 0 degree summit bag, the Climate inflatable pillow. I have a fleece sleeve that I made for my pillow, and then my sleeping bag is inside the fleece sleeve that I made for my sleeping pad. Now, I'm not using my sleeping pad because I'm trying to just I'm out here trying to push my limits a little bit, push my comfort zone, see what I can get away with. So I'm not using the air mattress, but I'm using the fleece sleeve to go over the sleeping bag. Now, I'm hoping that that increases the performance of the sleeping bag, and this is also protection from sparks against the fire, because this is a really nice sleeping bag, and the last thing I want to do is put a bunch of spark holes in it. So instead of dragging a heavy wool blanket out here, I'm using this fleece, and we're going to see how well it works. And that's my sleep system. When my sleep system's not in use, I take this ground sheet and put it over it, just to protect it. Alright, for dinner tonight, I'm having a pork tenderloin from this season's pig, cabbage, some Brussels sprouts, an onion, I have a carrot, some seasoning, and some coconut oil. While the food is cooking, I'm gonna drink my last beer. Oh, that's cold. Oh, delicious. Food's sizzling, beer's cold, life is good. Pork tenderloin. If you know anything about meat or raising your own meat, you know how excited I am right now. Raising and processing your own meat is so incredibly rewarding. This is so good. It's getting windy out. There's a lot of snow blowing in from this side, and it's getting pretty windy. So I'm going to cut down a tree or two and try and block that end off.
about 9:30. I'm in my down jacket. I've put on my down pants. That wall right there, I've got that blocked off as best as I can. I used a bunch of hemlock branches and my spare gear, just kind of hung it up there in the corner. I've also got the fire stoked for the last time of the night, and I'm just gonna climb into my sleeping bag and call it a night. I'm looking forward to this. Tucked into my sleeping bag, and I'm ready to go to bed. I'm gonna watch the fire and pass out, listen to the wind. It's pretty windy. What I did here with the hemlock branches and my gear is gonna make a big difference. The wind is blowing in that direction, so it's gonna make a really good windbreak, and it's gonna stop that snow from blowing in on me. You hear that wind? This is awesome, and I'm going to bed. See you in the morning. That's my view. Right there.
Currently about 10 degrees out. I'm gonna have to get out of this sleeping bag. It's always the worst part of winter camping, is getting out of that warm sleeping bag. Speaking of warm sleeping bag, I was quite comfortable last night. Very comfortable. More comfortable than I thought I was gonna be. It's amazing how much of a difference those Thermarest Z-Lite pads make. That is a must-have piece of gear. I don't think I'm going to make any coffee or tea or anything. I'm just going to hop out of bed, break down camp, pack it up, head out of here. Yeah, I don't really feel like starting a fire. I love it when the snow is stuck on the trees. Good thing to wake up to. My little wind block and snow block worked pretty well last night. Yeah, that helped me out a bunch. The sun is starting to break through. It's a welcome sight. What a beautiful morning out here. I've got camp all broken down, all packed up. I'm ready to go. Backpack right there, ready to be hauled out. This was a fun camp with a tarp. I love tarp camping, and this one did not disappoint. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to pack it up, and I'm going to haul everything on out of here. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. My name is Justin. It's Good in the Woods. I'll see you next time.